There's a really good chance that you're not getting into position in the correct way when you're hitting ground strokes, especially the backhand. See this problem all the time on the court and in videos that are sent to me. In today's lesson, I want to share with you how you can get in better position so that you can hit more solid ground strokes, especially on the backhand side. My name is Jeff Salzenstein. I'm the founder of Tennis Evolution, one of the leading online tennis instruction websites in the world. Over here at Tennis Evolution, we are passionate about helping players get to the next level. And one of the things that's not talked about often is how to get in the right position and just having the awareness of what position to be in when you're hitting ground strokes. And I see this problem a lot on the backhand side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to show this entire point between two senior players. Both these players were ATP Tour players back in the day. One was top 100 in the world. The other was inside the top 150. And now, obviously, they're older and they're not as good. And in this particular set, they're playing this point that we're going to show, they're playing a little bit tight. I'll be honest with you. It looks a little tight out there. But we want to show you the point, and then I'm going to break down each shot. I'm going to show you what I think could be improved with the technique and with the footwork. And finally, with the ending shot, you're going to see a problem with the backhand side. And again, this is common with most players regardless of level. So I really want you to get this. I want you to stay for the entire video. So let's go ahead and watch this video right now, this point. Serve down the tee. The rally starts. Not a lot happening. They're just pretty neutral. And then you see that air to end the point. So what I want to do is I want to go through each shot, what I would be focusing on as a coach, and then helping a player get better and play better. And then we're going to talk about that last shot that was missed. Now, if you enjoy this video, make sure you share it with others. Give us the thumbs up and feel free to leave your comments and questions. Let us know how we can help you going forward. That's what we're committed to over at Tennis Evolution. Okay, let's start with the serve. First off, this player, I'm sure he served bigger when he was younger. I don't like how he brings this back foot up. So you'll hear me talk about this a lot. For some reason, players like to bring that back foot up. Really limits the ability to coil the hips. Now, the shoulder turn is amazing, but not being able to load this back leg a la Sampras or Federer is going to hurt this player's serve. So just a little bonus tip on the serve to be aware of. Again, a lot of players are doing this, and oftentimes this is a physical challenge, not a technical challenge. So you got to improve how you coil, how you use your spine, and how you use your hips. Again, a bonus tip for you in this lesson. Great serve down the tee. Now, I love the return. The lefty on the far side plays great defense. And what I want you to notice is how he loads the outside leg here, and then he just makes one lunge step, and look how much ground he can cover. He can get all the way to the middle of the court with that move. You don't see a lot of players doing that. He also does a great job of playing defense. Nice deep return to the weaker side. Now, I don't know if he meant to go inside out to the weaker side. Regardless, this is a great spot to go to, finding that weaker side. Great return off of a pretty solid serve. Now, this next ball, this player, if you've watched videos in the past, he really struggles with his backhand. He goes up with his swing very high and doesn't get a lot of extension. Doesn't really get his body weight through and into the shot. Now, he hits a decent backhand there. He gets the ball high over the net, gets some pretty good depth, and goes to a good location. But typically, this player right here is not hitting the best backhands. He could have easily stepped up to that ball. He could have easily stepped up, took it a little earlier, and ripped it cross court. Andy Murray probably would have done that, or Novak Djokovic. But again, he does a good job of getting height, getting depth, and going to the weaker side. Now we look at the next shot. This backhand goes cross court. Now, again, at a higher level, this backhand right here is not hit well enough. It was hit deep, but it's hit back to the strength, and he could really get hurt on this ball. Fortunately, again, this point is played, in my opinion, a little bit on the tighter side by both players. Player on the near side doesn't do enough on this forehand. Now, if you have accessed any of my courses before, I go through footwork in great detail. And this footwork right here, I'm okay with him loading the outside leg, but I'm not okay with him staying so static. So he's not really, I call it a switch pattern, where you load your leg, you jump off the ground, and you actually land on this leg when you're done. So he doesn't fully rotate his body. He doesn't fully jump. He doesn't get as much on it as he could. You'll see a lot of the pros really load more and even, again, use that switch pattern where they load and they land on this leg. However, he does a great job of playing the ball high, again, to the weaker side. Now, notice this is a foreshadowing of what's about to come. Notice the opponent on the other side. He's taking this backhand about 2 to 3 feet behind the baseline, it looks like, and he's taking it high. Now, I know it's hard to see, but you have to trust me on that. He's taking it high. The ball gets out of his strike zone, and that causes him to hit the ball a little bit shorter. You know, I'd like to see this player right here, when he sees this guy hit, his opponent hit a high forehand here, I'd like to see him back up and let the ball drop and hit the ball high and deep back, preferably over to this part of the court. Or I'd like to see him take it even earlier, get it earlier right in the strike zone so he'd be on or just inside the baseline. That ball gets too high on him. He goes to the strength. So this would be a great opportunity for this player to actually take it earlier and rip it down the line or even rip an angle. But what I want you to notice, and this video is starting to set up to be more of a footwork and positioning video that we mentioned earlier, is notice where he is now and where this ball lands and how he moves to the ball. You see how he pretty much just moves across? I feel like he could have recognized that ball and moved up and gotten on the baseline, taken it early, and redirected the ball down the line or hit an angle. I would have probably gone down the line here and surprised him. Instead, he moves across the court, and he just kind of massages the ball back. Again, if you look at his arm just looks a little tight to me. He's not really letting that arm go. Okay? He could be exploding off this outside leg and really letting this arm go more. So that ball lands really short, and again, a player with a lot of confidence is going to see this short ball and going to move up to it and get it inside the baseline, but he just hangs behind the baseline. So, in my opinion, these guys both could improve their positioning and their footwork. And see, a lot of the energy of this ball, see it bounces short, he could have caught that ball about right there. And now that ball is going to drop a little bit. It's going to lose a little bit of energy. He just rolls it over. Now, I like that this ball goes cross court to the backhand here. But again, I think it could have been hit more aggressively. I'm not crazy about how this player steps across his body here. It's okay to step across, but you got to make sure you really square up. Now, he does square up, but I'd like to see him in a wider base. He plays a smart ball back to the backhand side, gets some height on it. And again, you're going to see this player takes the backhand and knocks it into the net. Now, what happens when he knocks it into the net? Remember the last backhand that he hit that we talked about when he was over here? He hit that ball where it was too high around the shoulder. He handled that one well, but notice this ball gets up on him and he's still behind the baseline. I really think he's got to cut the angle and get the ball earlier, or he's got to move back and let the ball drop. I see players taking backhands 2 to 3 feet behind the baseline and the ball gets up on the shoulder, and that's not what we want. So it's understanding positioning up and back. I see this on the second serve return as well. People try to handle the kick serve and they let the ball get up at the shoulder, but they're behind the baseline. What you want to do is you want to get inside the baseline and actually open up your stance and hit the ball off of the outside leg and land on the front foot. So this is a positioning and a footwork issue. Again, as I mentioned before, you either want to move way back and let the ball drop, or you want to move way in and get the ball at the waist, not at the shoulder in a perfect world. So I wanted to give you some insight onto, here are two high-level players, but they still made some errors in their positioning, in their footwork, and even their shot selection. Now, I realize nobody's perfect, but if you can start to bridge the gap, if you can start to improve your shot selection, if you can improve your footwork, if you can get your body in the right position and get the ball in the strike zone more often, you are going to improve. And that's what we want for you at Tennis Evolution. Now, if you enjoyed this video, Please, again, give us a thumbs up, share the video, make sure you're subscribed, and turn on your notifications for all the latest releases. We love to do these case studies because this is how tennis is played. Listen, footwork and technique is important, but really seeing how the game is played, I believe that's where the magic is, and that's where you can go out on the court next time out and really work on your positioning. Now, before you go, click the link below because I've got a free gift for you, or you can click a link somewhere in this video as well. I've got a free gift for you. It's a free course. You can improve your single strategy, your double strategy, your footwork, your forehand, and your serve. And it's all inside our free tennis course that's inside the Tennis Evolution app. So when you download the Tennis Evolution app, absolutely free, you get this course, and you can start taking that next step on your journey to transforming your tennis, which is what we want for you. So thanks so much for your time today, and we will see you at the next lesson.